Custom bearing form and fitment demo. Here we have a knurling roll here for a machine. This is the original bearing, cast iron housing, set screw sleeve there, 35 millimeter ID there. So we have our double roller 35 millimeter low profile bearing here, and these shaft collars represent means of keeping the bearing on the shaft when they're changing the knurling roll out. So instead of completely ruining the adjustment and taking the stud out and the whole bearing, we've come up with a solution with this custom bearing housing. Two-piece bearing housing on dowel pins. This is Billet 4140. This is our part number we've generated here, made right here in US, Clearwater, Florida. And the studs are also removable and replaceable there. They got a nice little hex head there, so you can just replace it when needed. These are 12-point nuts here. Go right on the shaft. The studs, the 5/16 24 there. Okay, so I just want to go over the actual bearing fitment in here. We're about 3/10 smaller than the radius here, so when it sits in, there nice and tight. You can kind of see it just barely goes down all the way. Kind of just, don't tighten it on one side. Kind of go till it stops, and then one side and the other. You can see there, it's just barely seated. So we can go ahead and seat it now. And there you have it. You can't get it out. Nice bearing there. And this bearing here is the same bearing that's here, and these just retain the bearings so that you can just kind of put shaft collars on your knurling roll and just put in the knurling roll that you need to use. Gonna loosen this here. Also, the drawings that I'll be able to supply are, or they have all McMaster card numbers for all the fittings and all the parts here. So if you ever lose anything or you need something to replace something, you just order the McMaster card numbers on the drawing. Okay, so now we're loose. We're gonna take the cap off. You can see it doesn't fall out. Okay. So like so, this would go here, and right over the shaft, and it would be bolted in the machine. Total of 6 of them for 3 machines. And there you have it, the custom bearing demo.